aware of the fact, and it is a fact, even though you probably aren't aware of it, that you are possessed? Yeah, really. Actually possessed. Possessed by what? Your thoughts. What did you think? You're addicted to thinking, and there's no way out, if you stop and think about it. Well, this is about a world where people didn't think, at least not the way we do. Instead of thinking, they lived in a dream. The dream did the thinking for them. But then something happened. They stopped dreaming and began to think. This is their story. Well, looks like I've just been hired.
To do what?
I got a message from Andor. Something's going on some planet where everyone thinks they're dreaming.
You mean the planet known as Mobious Morphious?
Yeah, that one.
Mobious Morphious?
Here, look at this. It's from Andor.
The Morphusians believe that life is all a dream.
Oh, a life of all nighty night?
They're not asleep. They're awake in the dream.
What?
So you're heading back out among the stars, Ruby?
Yeah, I'm gonna need you, Taru.
Can I go too?
Kapoor, the people of Mobious Morphious are as weird and wacko as they come.
They do have some strange beliefs here, except the Morphusians do not believe in beliefs.
Oh, that's the place for me.
Forget it.
Well, Ruby Kapoor has come in handy at times.
Yeah? When?
Well, there's been times he wiggled his little rodent butt into holes where we couldn't squeeze. And remember on Ilubu-Wa in the tombs of the ancient Faroups? It was the ghost of Wap Wap Bop who chose to speak to Kapoor. And when we've gone fishing for sea monsters, Kapoor was ready-made bait.
Ow!
Okay, you can come.
Oh.
So, where's Mobious Morphious?
It's somewhere way up there. Good luck.
Wait a minute. You're not coming?
No, I've met enough loonies in this life. Why travel across the galaxy just to add to my own repertoire?
Well, should I tell Andor you said hello?
Do that.
Oh, no true?
Guess not.
Have fun.
We will.
But Ruby?
It was good to be out on my own, no longer under the dominating thumb of that galactic Amazon. I knew I'd miss our little adventures, but I know when it's time to get out of the archaeological game, and it was time to step aside for the young and the hungry, for those who need to leave their teeth marks on the tablets of time. And speaking of time, it was time for me to slow down, time for me to sit down, time for me to wallow in all the deep, mucky wisdom I have accumulated over all these wandering years. But it wasn't easy to get out from under the Amazon's big thumb. I figured she still had something hidden up her short sleeves, so I was alert. I was ready for whatever baited hook she'd use to lure me back.
Message for you, O Grandmaster Taru.
Let's hear it, Igor.
Your wishes are my central command.
Just play it, Igor.
Hey, Taru, I forgot something.
Oh?
You didn't see all of Andor's message.
Yeah?
Andor had something to show you.
Oh?
Taru, there's someone I want you to meet.
Yeah?
She's also a professor of archaeology.
Oh?
Here she is.
Hello, I'm Professor Angel Cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to meeting and connecting with you, Professor Taru.
Hubba.
I've heard so much about you from Andor.
Hubba, hubba.
We have made the most remarkable discoveries here on Mobious Morphious.
Hubba.
I believe we have discovered the ruins of Doo-Doo-Wah-Wah-Woo.
Whoa. What?
You do know Doo-Doo-Wah-Wah-Woo.
Wait a minute, not the mythical city of Doo-Doo-Wah-Wah-Woo. What's it doing on Mobious Morphious?
And what is truly amazing is the similarity to the ancient games you've uncovered on Suma Nula.
Impossible. If this were true, that would mean...
I look forward to working closely with you, Professor Taru.
Oh?
Together we can probe into the secret mysteries of Doo-Doo-Wah-Wah.
Wah-wah.
Woo.
Woo.
We settle down on the planet of Mobious Morphious. It's smaller than my planet, Sumanula. By the way, did you know that Sumanula means the high point of nothing? Well, Mobious Morphious didn't even have a high point. The planet did have one major metropolis, Metamorphose. It's a hodgepodge of winding streets and alleyways with a couple of boulevards. And good luck finding your way around. Even the locals get lost. But they don't seem to care. They wander about like they're lost anyway. Their spaceport was pretty funky, but functional. I like their casualness. We had to go through the usual decontamination routine, but the customs officials were cordial and oddly unsuspicious, which I found very alien. By the way, the Morphusians are really weird looking. They're about 7 feet tall, thin, almost spindly, with long arms. But what really stands out are their big heads. They have perfectly round, balloon-like heads. I'm talking big heads, with 2 large eyes in front, and 1 half-closed eye in back. The rear eye always seems to be nodding off.
Now that rear eye may be the basis of their entire philosophy, Ruby.
What?
When their front eyes see something, their alien neurons relay it to their rear eye. So by the time the rear eye sees it, it's already been seen. So, having already seen everything, their rear eye is so bored it falls asleep and dreams.
And
their neurons relay that back to the front eye, who then think what they're seeing is also a dream.
I don't think so.
Well, it's a thought.
It's a pretty feeble one, Taru. Ah!
Oh.
There's Andor.
Ruby.
How are you doing?
Hey, Taru.
How are you
Andor.
doing? Long time.
Oh, my
Long.
goodness. You know, they got some funny-looking doorways here. They look like upside-down explanation points.
Well, that's to accommodate their narrow bodies and large heads.
Oh, with the head so big, why don't they fall over?
Because they're lightheaded.
How you know?
Well, their heads are filled with dreams.
They don't seem dreamy to me.
They aren't, believe me. They're more awake than we are.
Then why do they need me?
Because they believe humans are behind this.
And they need a human to sniff out a human?
I guess.
Okay.
My name is Munoko Wahuku Buku Kumu.
How about I call you Moo?
That is acceptable.
I met with Moo, my contact on Mobious Morphious.
Someone is trying to take control
Of what?
of our planet
How?
by enslaving us, Ruby.
You mean taking over your minds?
It is subtle and insidious.
What are you referring to?
Fear.
Fear of what?
Fear.
Fear of fear?
Yes.
What are you fearful of?
Fear.
You're fearful of fear.
We Morphusians have never experienced fear.
Fear is a survival mechanism. You must have known fear.
Not human fear.
What's the difference?
Ruby, your people are a competitive, aggressive species that uses fear to control and to manipulate one another, do they not?
Yeah, we're pretty good at that, but how did you survive without fear?
We have survival mechanisms to deal with issues we may encounter in our daily existence, but fear is alien to our way of life.
You don't believe in fear?
It is not a belief. It simply never existed among the people of Mobious Morphious.
Is that because you believe life is a dream?
You have a rather simplistic view of our dream reality, Ruby.
Why do you think humans are behind this?
From our studies of human fears, there appear to be too many similarities.
Your people are experiencing human fears?
That is what I've been telling you.
Do you have data to back this up?
It will have to be translated for you.
Good. I left Moo's office wondering what anyone would want with this planet, or the inhabitants. Why bother?
You're saying these Morphusians never knew fear.
That's what I'm told.
Ruby, do you realize that the human race would never have evolved without fear? Get out of the slime before you get eaten. Get out of that tree before you break your neck. Get off the planet before they use your brain for ammunition.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Ruby?
What the hell's happening?
Something happened.
We're being numb. It was a mind web. Damn! We'd walked right into it. My body was growing numb. I needed time to think. And then I saw them. 3 of them. They were Morphusians. They were triangulating and we were smack dead in the center. I slowed time. As my hand moved down to my Smith Hitachi Godzilla blunderbuss blaster, a high-frequency pulse shot through my skull. I continued to slow it down. Slow it down. My hand was coming up, and... That removed the apex, but now their blasters were coming out. That removed number 2, but I could see the flash from number 3's blaster. I slowed time more. I was so numb, I couldn't get out of the way. Oh! Her blast hit my body shield. The impact spun me around and slammed me against the wall. Where'd she go? Taru! Did you see where she... Ah! She's peeking around the corner. Ha! Hey! Taru!
Ow! Ow!
Come on! Taru!
You can
Taru!
quit now, Ruby!
Yeah, you sure?
Yeah, ow!
Ah! You okay?
Yeah, I was okay 3 slaps ago.
Yeah. Did you see them?
No!
They look like Morphusians. Let's see if anything's left. They were gone. But we did find a few sticky pieces.
The assassin was poking her big head around the corner?
Yeah, I guess that's one of the disadvantages of being a Morphusian.
Ruby, remember when we were on the planet of pinheads?
Oh, yeah. When a pinhead peeks around a corner, damn, it was hard to hit them.
I ran the samples. They were not Morphusians.
Yeah, I figured.
Apparently, they were altered to look like a Morphusian.
Big heads and all?
They were slimies.
No, they were human.
No way.
Ruby, if they were genetically engineered assassins,
they used a mind web. Normal human beings can't do that.
I don't think they were assassins.
Yeah? They tried to assassinate us.
But that doesn't make them assassins.
What?
Assassination may be a side issue, Ruby.
Why, is it a sport around here?
They weren't genetically altered professionals like Slimies.
True. You were there.
If they were professional hitters, ask yourself, Ruby, if you were an assassin, would you have poked your big head around that corner?
Maybe it forgot it had a big head.
I smell slimies.
But did you smell them, Ruby?
All right. Okay. Listen. Only slimies can weave mind webs, right?
In the past, yes.
What are you saying?
Apparently, there are humans who can do that.
I doubt it.
They weren't Slimies, Ruby.
We'll see.
I decided hanging around Ruby wasn't good for my health, and it was time to get back to doing what I do best. Taru's the name, digging's my game. Yeah, I was looking forward to doing a little serious burrowing, so I located Professor Angel Cheeks over at the Digital Circus. The circus was set up on the outskirts of Metamorphosis. They had their colorful inflatables inflated. The techies were doing their techie tinkering, creating robot creatures out of discarded electronic parts. And then I saw her. Even though her back was turned, she was bending over in a pair of skin-tight, flesh-colored spandex, and somehow I knew it was her.
Oh, are you Professor Taru?
That's right.
I'm Professor Angel Cheeks.
I noticed that.
Would you like to get started?
And that's why I'm here.
May I show you what we've uncovered, Professor Taru?
I'd like to see whatever you have to show, yeah.
Are you ready to go now?
Always ready.
Follow me, Professor.
Right behind you. I'm coming behind you. Here I go, I'm following you forever and ever. That's where we will be. We'll float to the sea and you and I in a boat. So, these are the artifacts you've uncovered, Professor Bones. Cheeks.
We've only begun our excavation.
Yes, I see. Yes. You may have uncovered yet another piece to an ancient puzzle, Angel. May I call you Angel?
Not yet. Over here is something Andor said you may be able to identify.
I'm right behind you. Whoa! Excuse me. Can this be? No, probably not. But then again, yes. I'd say this may well be. No, of course, but no, it can't be. But still, it does resemble the headpieces often found in ancient Nulian glyphs. Now this one reminds me of a hood ornament from a Rocket 88.
A Rocket 88?
It's before your time, my dear. But what were the Nulians doing on this god-forsaken planet? Quick, take me to your digs. You found the hood ornament in someone's basement? You've been digging holes in basements?
Well, we've only begun to dig.
Don't tell me that the ancient ruins of Woo are beneath this city of Metamorphosis.
Yes, Professor.
God, I hate when they do that.
Do you mean build another city on top?
Precisely, and it is most inconsiderate of we archaeologists.
Why is that, Professor?
Well, you can't excavate a city while people are still living in it. I tried that once.
Was that when you discovered the ancient ruins of Baba Balunya?
You heard about Baba Balunya?
Andor said you barely escaped with your skin.
True, and even though I had quite clearly articulated the historical importance of ancient Baba Balunya, the natives became increasingly hysterical as their flimsy dwellings toppled over into my holes.
What happened?
Well, the chief's palace disappeared one night and I had to pod myself post-haste off that ungrateful planet.
I don't think they'll allow you to dig up one of the major metropolis on Mobious Morphious just to uncover Woo. Do you?
I suspect not. But, however, this means we'll have to burrow from far beneath.
But where will you find burrowing machines on this planet, Professor?
Who said anything about machines, my dear?
We must confiscate your weapons, Ruby.
What?
I am sorry, but you have endangered the lives of our people, Ruby.
The Slimies were trying to assassinate me.
How?
By blasting me, that's how.
But the only one seen using a weapon was you, Ruby.
The Slimies were using mind webs. People were frozen stiff.
Did you receive any injuries?
No, I got them before they got me.
You must turn over all your weapons now, Ruby.
I'll be a sitting duck.
A duck?
Yeah, a duck. Never mind. Listen, you people hired me to find out who's causing your fears and how they're doing it, right?
Yes.
Well, they don't want to be found out. Plus, they have Slimies here. My God. Don't you know what they are?
I'm sorry, but those are my orders.
You're letting the Slimies walk around armed and you're stripping me?
Weapons are allowed as long as they are never used. If they are removed.
They were shooting at me.
But no one saw it.
Great.
Your weapons, Ruby.
Yeah. Here's my blaster.
All your weapons, Ruby.
This is killing me, you know that?
Excuse me, where's the Lou?
Cockapoola?
Lou, you know Lou? Hey, Lou?
Oh, Pulakaku?
The little boy's room?
Over there.
Thank you. Cockapoola, my foot. Your ring on Neptune falls mainly on my foot. I didn't do that. Who did that? Someone is laughing. What? Not on my other foot. I do not like when a urinal pees back and laughs at me. That's it. Kapoor is taking his business elsewhere.
So they stripped your weapons?
Oh.
Yeah, they even scanned me.
You feel vulnerable?
I feel naked.
You're a sitting duck.
That's what I told Moo.
A new duck.
Hey, Taru, how about lending me your 45?
What'll I use, Ruby?
They want me, not you. I'll give it back as soon as I find something.
Don't use it, and don't abuse it. I don't want to lose it, all right?
Thank you, Taru. We were to meet Andor at the Digital Circus. It was a special performance, just for the circus gang. So who's performing tonight?
The Android Sisters.
You're kidding.
You mean the original Android sisters are still performing?
Oh, come on, Taru. They're androids. They'll keep replacing parts into infinity.
Tonight is a special occasion.
Oh, why is it special?
I have an announcement to make.
Oh, yeah?
Would you like a drink? We'll celebrate.
Sure. What do you got?
Or Morphusian Fizz?
Why not?
Here.
Thanks. So, what's up?
I'm getting married.
What did you say?
Andor said that he was
Shut
getting...
up. Andor, just what are you trying to marry?
What do you mean, what?
You know what?
I don't.
What piece of equipment did you propose to this time?
She's a woman, not a piece of equipment.
You mean a real woman?
Of course she's real.
Andor, what does real mean to a techie anyway?
I think he's saying... Ow!
Is she really real?
She's real to me.
Is she real or is she an android?
Ruby, when it comes to a real woman and a real android, I'm the one person who... Oh!
Ow!
Both of you shut up. Especially you, rodent.
Oh, don't.
Andor, you can't legally marry an android.
I know that.
But you can play with them.
Oh, shut up. Andor, you're not marrying a flesh and blood female, are you?
Yes, I am.
Well, I guess that settles it, Ruby.
Is she real flesh and real blood?
Yes. More or less, yes.
More or less?
Far more than less.
She's a half and half, isn't she?
Don't call her that.
Half human and half android?
Personally, I prefer all android, but half and half, well, I could live with that. Ooh. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Enchanted Techie Land, where molten minds meld into the eternal flow of the electronic cosmos, where the great guardian god of us all, Nikola Tesla, lives on. Yes, let's hear it for the grandest techie spirit that ever descended upon any world. Let's hear it for the gallant guardian saint of the digital circus. Let's hear it for the greatest geek of them all, Nikola Tesla. And now, back from the outer reaches of those gorgeous galaxies, come two of the hottest Frankies that ever stepped on this or any revolving stage. Here they are, the Android Sisters!
Sisters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We have a question to ask you. So, listen up. Are you paranoid? Are you filled with fear? Of course you are. But are you paranoid enough? I don't think so. Have you been watching, listening, reading, regurgitating, the lying, distorted, corrupt, God forgive them, government filtered, corporate controlled, nightly news? Yes, you are paranoid. But are you paranoid enough? I don't think so. You say you can't stand it anymore? You say you can't sit still? Well, you'd better lie down. Because we have the real bad news. It's going to get even worse. Yes, it is. Because
Because
Money controls your media.
money controls your government.
Money controls your education.
Money controls your mind.
Or, to put it plainly,
Or to put it simply,
money controls what you think is real.
Yes, you are paranoid.
But
Are you paranoid enough? I don't think so.
But hey,
Listen,
lighten up. You're alive, aren't you?
So come on,
Let's enjoy these good times.
give someone a hug.
Give everyone a hug. Hug them and hug them
like it was
the last time. Because,
Yes, you are paranoid.
but
Are you paranoid enough?
I don't think so.
Yes, yes. I love how he gets off
When he goes off
to kick butt. I love how we get off
and he goes off
to kick butt. Kick skinny,
yellow,
brown,
red,
black, foreign butt.
macho, erotico.
Ooh, it turns me on.
Oh, yes.
Does it turn you on?
Oh, yes, yes.
Do you want to get off?
Oh, yes.
Then let's kick butt. Macho erotico.
If they can hurt you,
You better hurt them.
better hurt them before.
They can hurt you.
Get it? You don't.
Who cares?
Let's kick butt.
Macho erotico.
You don't need
A good cause.
any cause will do.
Just make it good.
Because
You want to get off.
Because
You want to kick butt.
that's right.
Kick skinny,
Green,
purple,
pink,
polka dot, foreign butt.
macho, erotico.
You want to
Get off.
You want to
Kick butt.
don't you? You want to
Let other people
do it, do it,
do it for you.
don't you? Oh, yes.
Yes, yes.
Kick some sweet guinea foreign butt. Ooh,
Macho, erotico. What's the law on this planet?
What's that, Ruby?
Look, if Andor's fiancée is 49.9% plastic, do they call her human?
Oh, come on, Ruby. You know for the last 300 years, humans have been sliding down that slippery slope into pure artificiality.
Yeah, but Andor marrying a half and half?
What's real anymore? Who cares? Who knew that way back then when they began with silicone and Botox and artificial organs, that one day the purely artificial woman would become our ideal? Purely.
True. Purely artificial women have always been your ideal.
Oh, yeah? Well, how much of your body is made up of human parts, Ruby?
More than 49%.
Come on, be honest.
Look, I replace something when I need it.
Yeah, just like an android?
Well, I didn't start out as all plastic.
Oh, and here comes Andor.
Ruby, why are you always so cruel to me?
I am?
Yes, you are.
Well, not always.
It's Kapoor she's always cruel to.
Okay, Andor, I'm not going to quibble about a few percentage points one way or another. I apologize.
You do?
Yes. Congratulations.
Really?
And I may be the next to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, here's to the happy couple.
So when do we get to meet her?
Well, Taru already has.
Really? What's her name?
Professor Cheeks.
You mean Angel Cheeks?
Cheeks.
She's an android.
No, I told you she's not an android. She's a woman.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. I too retreat, and I apologize.
You two are so awful.
Oh, no, wait, I'm sincere.
Me too.
All right.
Well, I must say you got a lot of woman there.
And a lot of plastic.
So, Andor, have you and the android, you and the angel, you and Professor Cheeks set a date yet?
You two are two of the most obnoxious people I've ever known.
Andor, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Are you ever really going to be honestly sorry?
Yes, honestly.
Yeah, and me too.
When's the wedding?
In a week.
Oh, 1 week.
How long is a week on this planet?
It varies.
It varies.
How do you know when it's the weekend?
Well, they all seem to know.
Professor Angel Cheeks. You met her, right?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
Well, she's smart, she's clever, she's cute, she is physically attractive, and she could drive a man insane, Rube.
You thought she was an android?
Yeah, well, it just goes to show, Ruby.
What? The line is so blurred between plastic and flesh you can't tell the difference?
Well...
We're all becoming androids?
Well...
What are you thinking, Taru?
Well, Ruby, I'm thinking an android who wears skin-tight, flesh-colored ultra spandex and has a name like Angel Cheeks. Whew. You don't want to know what I'm thinking, Rube.
No, I don't think I do. What's with the natives on this planet? Is it because they're 7 feet tall with round balloon heads with 2 eyes in front and 1 behind? Is that why they're always smiling? Are they happy or nuts?
Ruby, you've got to understand that a Morphusian's happiness isn't based on things they buy. This isn't a consumer race of aliens.
Oh, come on, Andor. They have technology, they have satellites, they have media.
Ruby, the media on Mobious Morphious isn't owned by corporations.
Well, what is it? Run by the state?
It's run by not-for-profit organizations.
Oh, come on. Who ever heard of media being not-for-profit?
Well, back on old Earth it existed a long, long time ago.
But that's before the countries were taken over by corporations.
Was that back when they had every vote counts and government by the people, for the people?
It was a popular urban myth of the time, Kapoor.
Speaking as an archaeologist, we are constantly digging up history, if not making it up as we dig. And I can tell you, it's all true. Those corporations ran things for centuries and people never noticed. It didn't matter who voted for what. Power remained in the hands of those who held power in their hands.
Don't they have elections anymore?
They do, but where there was once a choice between this ex-CEO and that ex-CEO, now it's between this CEO and that CEO.
What's the difference?
There isn't any.
That's the joke.
I don't get it.
It's all spin, Kapoor.
And the people being spun, do they get it?
Not yet.
Don't they ever wake up?
Kapoor, if you were an Earthling, you'd know by now. Humans never wake up.
Oh, sometimes they do.
Yeah, well, if they do, they get the hell out of there. It was nice to see they had pubs on this planet. Though they only seem to be occupied by aliens, like us. I just ordered from the big-headed bartender when I felt something soft and sticky on my bare shoulder.
Ruby.
Holy smoking tentacles, it's the Tuca.
Taru too?
Tuca, what the hell are you doing here?
Wait a minute. The last time I saw you, you got blasted to smithereens.
Which time was that?
Why, there were pieces of tentacles and little throbbing suction cups stuck all over the walls.
Ah, that time.
Then how do you explain whatever it is you explain?
The Tuca has a trust fund, Taru.
Come on, Tuca, you've never trusted anyone.
True. But in this case, not true.
But I saw you get blown to Kingdom Come.
It does get tedious.
There's no way they could glue you back together again.
They simply take what they find and regenerate a new Tuca.
You mean from one little throbbing piece of ickiness, they can regenerate all 4 tentacles, 3 eyes, a red fez, and a blue mustache?
Not the fez.
Have you been plucking your eyebrows?
What if all they can find is one tiny little yucky suction cubby? Can they still grow a big fat Tuca?
Yes, indeed, my little rodent.
Rodent.
Well, it's nice to see you again, Tuca.
And how nice to see all of you, especially you, Ruby, the Tuca's favorite galactic gumshoe.
Yeah, you can just get your tentacle off my butt.
Just a friendly feel.
Keep feeling and things aren't going to stay friendly.
No!
So, Tuca, what are you doing here on Mobious Morphious?
I left Sumanula for reasons of health.
Your health?
I was constantly being deleted.
Off day.
I wonder why.
Listen, life came too untenable.
Kept flying apart.
So, what number Tuku are you?
I am Tuca 22.
You are Tuca 2?
2.
Are you saying Tuca 22?
Yes, 2.
You've been bumped off 22 times?
21.
Oh, right.
So, how many times have you been blasted here?
Not once.
Business a little slow.
I do not enjoy being liquidated.
Ooh, liquidated.
Is it painful?
Death is not painful.
Is it fun?
Death is not fun.
On the other side, is it fun?
It is different for Tucas than for weaselly little rodents.
Rodents.
So what's it feel like after you've been blown to Kingdom Come?
It is difficult to describe in words.
Oh, come on. You've been blasted enough times.
It is not unlike a neon meta-dream of an octofish.
What fish?
Octofish.
Mucus mules. Tra-la.
Oh, it's like having a head cold.
So, do you lose consciousness?
What consciousness is there for a Tuca to lose? Ow! Ew! Oh!
What kind of shady business are you into here, Tuca?
What are your needs, Ruby?
Some slimies dropped a mine net on me in Taru.
Slimies? On Mobious Morphious?
Put me down!
Certainly.
Where's their nest?
No, Tuca is all-knowing, Ruby.
The Tucas I knew were, for a price.
This Tuca has been deleted too many times to care to represent himself as a slimy target, Ruby.
You've gotten soft, Tuca.
Fat, flabby, and spongy, too.
This Tuca has retired.
I was kidding.
Good day, my dear friends.
Nice seeing you back together, Tuca.
Can we have our rodent?
Leave the door open, Ruby.
Okay, but don't take too long. I need the rodent.
So the Tuca's retired.
Tucas don't retire. They've always got a tentacle tickling something.
Well, I don't know, Ruby. If you were rubbed out 21 times, you might look at life a little differently.
Tucas are born gossips. They love to blab for a price.
What's he doing with Kapoor?
He'll send him out when he's finished.
Here he comes!
Oh!
When I mentioned the slimies, did you notice how the tip of his tentacle kept twirling the end of his mustache?
The Tuca was thinking.
The Tuca was calculating.
What'd he say to you, Kapoor?
Nothing. He just gave me the evil eye.
Which eye?
The middle upper one.
Better watch yourself.
This is Angel. This is Angel. We are the Android Sisters. And who are you?
This is TJ Taru.
Hello, Taru.
Hello, angels.
Do you have a question?
Yeah, I got a question for you, angels.
What is your question?
I'm trapped in a virtual reality.
That is not a question.
How do I get out of this damn virtual reality?
How did you get in there?
I got in there by thinking.
What were you
It
thinking?
doesn't matter what I'm thinking. When I'm thinking, I'm not here. I'm there.
How do you know you are there and not here?
Because when I'm here, if I think, then I'm there.
And you think that if you didn't think, you'd be here and not there?
That's what I think.
But thinking
What you think?
you are there, not here?
That's what I'm saying. So what's happening?
Most of society lives in.
A virtual reality. Their mind.
So how's that help me?
Thinking is just you.
Thinking. And thinking is just
Thinking. Thinking isn't
anything but thinking.
But how do I know if my thinking is real when the very act of thinking puts me into a virtual reality?
Oh, that!
Yeah, that!
Thinking isn't
Thinking isn't.
Thinking isn't knowing.
Thinking is just
Thinking.
Thinking isn't knowing. Thinking is just thinking. I gotta think about that.
Good luck.
Oh, angels?
Yes.
Can I ask you another question?
Yes.
Do androids dream of electric sheep?
We dream of you.
We are not a competitive people, Ruby.
How do you get anything done?
Cooperation.
Sounds boring.
You come from a race of, if you do not mind my saying,
Go right ahead.
of inherently nasty peoples.
Yeah, I know. So, what are these fears you're talking about?
May we move outside to continue our conversation?
Yeah, sure. Moo was acting a little paranoid. Maybe he thought he was being bugged. We walked over to a tree. It was a weird-looking thing. The branches were like tubes sticking out in all directions. He tapped on the tree, and that set it off. What the hell is this?
It is what we call a calliope tree.
Calliope tree. Wow, figures.
As I was saying, we cannot define what our fears are, except some of our people are becoming mistrustful, while others competitive.
Yeah, sounds like you're becoming human.
Heaven forbid.
It was a joke.
Many of our fears are connected to objects.
You don't mean a fear of objects?
No, objects that are unnecessary for our existence.
Do you object to owning objects?
Of course we do.
Huh?
Ruby, we are being attacked by a force that is trying to reshape our dreams.
Okay, if humans are behind this, why?
As I have said, you are an aggressive people, Ruby.
Look, since Slimies are involved, someone's planning to profit. They knew I was coming to your planet and were waiting to take me out. You got moles here.
Spies?
Yeah.
We are an open society.
Then it can be anyone.
Yes.
Great.
Give me your professional opinion on this, Professor Cheeks. The similarities between the long-extinct ancient Nulians of Sumanula and the ancient underground city of Doo-Doo-Wah-Wah-Woo here on Mobious Morphious. Can there not be a key buried here somewhere?
But what is the key, Professor?
Well, my too numerous discoveries have led me to believe that the Nulians turned themselves into light.
By using game machines?
Exactly. They were able to raise their, for want of a better word, consciousness to the finely tuned vibrations of light, and they did this by playing their infernal game machines.
Why were the machines infernal?
Because they can kill you.
But many things that can kill aren't infernal.
Ah, to hell with it. What's your point?
The Nulians were not human like you and I, Professor.
Not human like you, and no, I'm certain they were not.
And you yourself have written about their eccentric humor.
True, life was one big joke. Death was their punchline.
But isn't that true of our lives, Professor?
I should hope not.
Let me show you something.
Well, let's see. Unless I'm mistaken, this looks exactly like a... No. This is... what the hell is this?
A dream machine.
Are you telling me that this can actually... What does it do?
We don't know.
Haven't you tried to find out?
How?
Well, isn't there anyone stupid enough to play this thing?
That's why I was so looking forward to your coming here.
Now, wait a minute. Here we are, on a planet of dreamers, and their Morphusians can't figure out their own dream machine?
No, this predates all written records.
No operating manual, huh? Well, that's the way they did things back then.
It isn't the only one we found, Professor.
All right, let's be analytical. I discovered that the secret to decoding the long-lost lingo of the ancient Nulians was to follow the curly-cued thinking of the elusive Nulian mind.
You were able to follow it?
No, that's why it's still a secret. No one has been able to figure out what they thought, how they thought, and why they bothered to think it.
But, Professor, this was not built by the Nulians. This was built by the Wah-Wah-Woos.
Obviously, I'm aware of that. And obviously, the Wah-Wah-Woos were a less sophisticated society than the Nulians, distant cousins, perhaps. But even so, how were they able to communicate back then?
Maybe they dreamed together.
You mean they bridged great galactic gaps by simply sharing a similar dream? Oh, damn! Drop my light pod.
It rolled beneath the machine. I can reach it.
Don't bend over like that, Miss Cheeks.
It's all right. I don't mind.
You don't, huh?
Here you are.
So, you're engaged to Andor.
Don't you like Andor?
No, everyone likes Andor.
Is there something wrong, Professor?
No. It's just that I spent a zillion solar credits having android partners built to my specifications, and here you are, ripe for the plucking, and Andor plucked you first.
I'm not an android.
Yeah, of course you're not.
Do you think I'm too perfect to be real?
You are beyond perfection.
May I prove to you that I'm a human?
Sure, go right ahead.
What part of me would you like to see?
How's that?
Would you like to see this?
Whoa. Wait a minute, I can't play peekaboo with you. No.
I don't mind.
Well, you might not mind, but... Well, you really don't mind, do you?
You do like my body, don't you, Professor?
Yeah, no. Wait, stop, no. You are Andor's betrothed. I can't look at you.
It's all right to look, but don't touch.
Why am I being punished?
Professor Taru.
What?
Do you know why I'm doing this?
I don't know. What do I know? I don't know.
I'm doing this so you can stop.
Stop? Stop what?
So you can stop undressing me with your eyes.
Have I been...
Where did you put them?
Them?
My clothes.
Your clothes?
Your eyes have been undressing me ever since we met.
Yeah?
Where did you put my clothes?
You mean, my eyes?
Where are my clothes?
Well, I'll tell you where. You see these bags?
You mean those dark circles under your eyes?
That's right. I've been packing these bags for years.
Can I please have my panties?
What?
I think you removed my panties.
You mean that my... No, No.
Yes.
What color were they?
Well, you ought to know.
Whew. Saved by the buzzers.
Hello?
Hi, honey.
Hi, sweetie.
I just thought I'd check to see how you and Taru were making out.
Well, we were just talking about how Professor Taru had removed all my
Wait. Let me talk to Andor.
Professor Taru wants to talk to you.
Andor?
What's up?
What's up? You don't want to know.
What's that?
Professor Cheeks has just shown me the most delicious, shapely piece of dream machine I've ever seen.
I know, I saw it.
Oh, do you know how it works?
We were hoping you knew.
Me?
Well, remember, you once uncovered a Nulian dream machine?
You mean the one that almost killed me?
Wait, Ruby's here.
Taru?
Ruby?
How are you and Professor Cheeks getting on?
We haven't gotten anything on.
Aren't you a bit chilly?
That's not what I meant.
Watch yourself.
What?
Andor told me about her.
About Cheeks?
She's a nudist.
An android nudist?
She's only part android.
Which part?
If you say the secret word, she'll strip.
Apparently I already said it.
Well, good luck.
Wait. I don't know which secret word did I say.
Here's Andor.
Ruby?
So what were you saying, Taru?
I have no idea.
Slimies tune into brainwaves and weave mind nets to snare their victims.
Yeah, so?
Their mind nets feel icy cold.
And slimy, yeah.
Their prey is frozen with fear.
What's your point?
There's something similar happening to this planet, Ruby.
Have you seen anyone frozen?
But they're experiencing fear for the first time in their existence.
Andor, all the Slimies in the universe wouldn't be enough to weave a net for an entire planet.
I agree.
So you're saying they can do it?
I don't think the Slimies are involved.
Then why are we talking about this?
What if the mind-numbing technique developed by the Slimies was being used on a planet-wide scale?
Okay. So they have a giant transmitter somewhere out there in space, and it's beaming down. Are you talking about satellites?
Yes.
You mean they're using satellites?
Why not?
Remember what happened on planet what's-its-name?
Planet what's-its-name?
Yes, that one.
What are you talking about?
Everyone began to forget everything.
Yeah?
They thought it was because of all the distractions.
I remember Planet what's-its-name.
What distractions?
Well, they'd go to do something, but when they got there, they'd have forgotten what it was they were going to do.
But that wasn't it.
Well, get to the point, rodent.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Ruby, please, bear with me.
Kapoor, I've been bearing with you ever since I met you.
As I recall, on Planet what's-its-name, there were thousands of satellites and millions of towers and billions of dishes and quadrillions of microwaves bouncing off everyone, and over time, their brains got baked.
And no one knew it was happening?
Some people did.
Who?
The people who were doing it.
The planet was run by a puppet government.
Who was pulling the strings?
The media corporations. They weren't about to tell anyone that their microwaves were baking brains.
So what happened?
No one remembers.
Huh. You know, Kapoor, you may be onto something.
I am? Oh.
Andor suspects satellites.
Nah, there are not enough satellites here to bake a Morphusian's brain.
They have very big brains.
But maybe, yeah. Maybe, I gotta ask Andor about this.
Hey, wait!
I'll tell you later, Taru.
Rats.
Verdammt.
What's that?
I found Andor at the Digital Circus. So, getting nervous?
About what?
Aren't you getting married in 2 days?
Oh, that, yes, I am.
So, she's the one?
Yes.
Do they require testing here?
What do you mean?
Oh, you know, now that half and halves are becoming more common.
Don't call her a half and half, Ruby.
Well, most places require testing to prove they're at least half human.
Angel Cheeks had all her tests.
Was she tested by a local lab?
Yes, why?
Which lab?
Why do you want to know?
Oh, because if there's a problem, when you return with her to Sumanula, they may not recognize your marriage. She'll be just another Frankie hooker.
Ruby, the tests were done.
Just checking.
You never just anything, Ruby.
I know.
There's only one lab on Mobious Morphious that is authorized to do such testing, and that's the esteemed Diddy Laboratories.
The what?
Well, that's the translation. What can I say?
Diddy wad diddy. That instills confidence.
I'm told they're very reputable, Ruby.
You think she's a Frankie, don't you?
No doubt about this one.
Why are you so sure?
I'm very fond of androids.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've long admired the way they move and the way they feel.
Mm-hmm.
Most of all, I love the way they smell.
Like plastic.
Plastic makes me hot. Oh, boy.
And Angel Cheeks.
Sweetest I've ever sniffled.
Interesting.
God, I'd love to run my nose right up against one side of her and then down
Okay. Calm down.
She is like an angel descended from heaven.
Calm down,
I
Taru.
nestle my nose
Yeah,
deep
I
into
know.
a sweet,
I know.
soft,
Just
feathery dove.
All right.
Breathe in the pungent
Yes, thank you,
fragrance of...
thank you, Taru.
Right, yeah. So, you're saying the lab results have been tampered with?
What do you think?
Huh? Why not? About this time, the mole people arrived on Mobious Morphious. They had hopped through hyperspace and were still a little wobbly. And even though they were all wearing sun goggles, I could not fail to recognize my old friend Moliere, chief of the mole peoples. Hey, Moley! Over here! He lumbered on over, his giant mole body attempting to adjust to the gravitational change. He wobbled forward and wrapped his big, hairy mole arms around me.
Nice to see you, Professor.
Oh, hey,
you're squeezing the juices out of me, Molly. Yeah.
Who is the babe?
Oh, I want you to meet my colleague, Professor Angel Cheeks.
An android?
Half and half.
Which are...
Molly here is the chief of the mole peoples, the best darn diggers in the galaxy.
Thank you to Taru.
I'll bet you'd like to get back underground.
We haven't had anything to dig in weeks.
Well, on this planet, you moles can tunnel to your heart's content. But first, we'll show you what we've unearthed so far.
Oh, no. Nice planet.
I decided to check in on the Tuca. He was keeping a low profile, which made me even more suspicious. These Tucas always have a tentacle feeling around beneath the shady side of town. His shop was closed. It was probably a front anyway. There was a bar down on the corner. The sign translated out to something like Slippery Nick's Naughty Nebulae. That sounded like Tuca territory. I figured I'd find him perched on a bar stool, one tentacle wrapped around a drink, another two around a couple of bar Frankies, and the fourth feeling around for one more. But the Tuca was alone, sitting in a corner, looking kind of lonely. When he saw me, he smiled. He waved a tentacle.
Ruby!
I noticed there was a tear in one of his three eyes, but with a quick flick of a tentacle, it was gone.
Let me buy you a drink, Ruby.
Sure. What's their specialty?
Slippery Nick's Naughty Nebula 7.
Sounds lethal.
A bar droid, another Nick's.
You know, in all the bars I've seen you in, and all the different worlds I've seen you on, I've never seen you alone.
I'm getting old, Ruby.
You're young. You keep cloning yourself.
My body, yes, but my soul is ancient.
You gotta write your memoirs, Tuca.
Perhaps.
You always were a good storyteller.
But is there anyone who wants to hear my stories, Ruby?
Yeah, I do.
Over my many incarnations, you have been a true and steadfast friend, Ruby.
Oh, yeah, well, it's been mutual.
I am dying, Ruby.
What, again?
I am dying of boredom.
So tell me a story.
Pick a life, Ruby.
Okay, so you're Tuca 2-2, so how about Tuca 1-2?
1-2? That was a good year.
You only lived for a year?
But it was a very good year. Yeah, it was the year I met Tula Lips.
How many?
Two Lips.
Was she a Tuca?
Oh, was she ever?
Is this gonna be X-rated?
X, Y, and Z, Ruby.
Good.
I met Tula Two Lips while traveling in a caravan crossing the Great Boozy Boos.
The desert.
Yes. We stopped at an oasis, and there, lying nude under a fifi tree, was a gorgeous teenager, Tula. Her long suntan tentacles stretched out in the sand, her lovely bare bulbous bottom so firm and muscular and speak about suction cups, the sexiest succulent cups I've ever seen. And what she could do with those cups. Oh, la, 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 la. I remember that night under the moons of Sumanula, the Oasis Orchestra began to play. I bowed to Tula and asked for a dance. She blinked her long purple eyelashes and smiled. She rose up on her tentacles, and we danced. Oh, how we danced. Our tentacles wrapped tightly around each other, waltzing across the sand, and the band played on.
I know you want to hear this, and maybe one day we can release an edited version of the Tuca's Tales, but for now, let's hop ahead.
Yeah. And then it was all over, and the caravan moved on. I left Tula, along with my heart in that desert oasis under the Fifi tree.
And you never returned to see if there was a little tuca or two running around back there?
No. Oh, and now my friends have all passed on. I am alone, Ruby.
A sad tale, Tuca.
I will help you, Ruby.
Oh, yeah? What's your price?
Your friendship, Ruby.
I thought we were friends.
Your eternal friendship.
That's it?
You need me.
Maybe.
I trust you.
Why?
You have never blasted me.
Not even once?
No.
Huh.
Shall we shake on our eternal friendship?
Okay. Give me a tentacle. No, come on, not your foot.
Shaking a Tuca's foot is an unbreakable bond, Ruby.
Really? Okay, hand it here.
Oh, now, is that not a fair shake?
Yeah.
We are brothers for life, Ruby.
Okay. Brother. I forgot to mention that when I was in the bar, I stopped in at the loo. Oh, I told you about the toilets on this planet? They form themselves to your shape. There's a lot of different aliens here, so one shape fits all doesn't really work. It was nice to see they were so accommodating. I stepped out of the bar, hoping to find a taxi, but there weren't any. It was a nice night. My map pod knew the way back, so I decided to walk. The moons of Mobious Morphious were casting some pretty weird shadows. It was a black and white, surreal world I was walking in. It was a lovely night. I might have enjoyed my little walk, except I was being followed. 2 humanoids. They were keeping their distance. There was a pretty good chance they were slimies. I figured there'd be a number 3 somewhere, and then they'd try to triangulate, weave a mind web, and I didn't have my blaster. I had Taru's 45, but it's hard to hit anything at that distance. There was an open stretch ahead. No place to take cover. Ah, there's number 3, up ahead. He was waiting. My shield's good for a couple of hits, but not 3 slimies blasting at me. I figured they'd try to freeze me first, take me out silently. Off to my right was a park. There was a grove of tubular trees, but that wouldn't provide much cover. I could feel the first tinges of numbness as their mind net was being woven around me. It was then I recognized the trees and made a dash. It was a pretty pathetic run. I was like a puppet staggering for the trees as they were jerking on my strings. I assumed they were amused. You can't escape a slimy mind net by hiding in a bunch of trees, but then again, these were a pretty special type of tree. The slimies were intensifying the pressure. My legs were wobbling. I fell. I crashed into a tree. I slid down the trunk and crumpled to the ground. I could hear the slimies laughing. They were enjoying themselves watching me squirming on the ground. I felt the tree shake. I didn't know if it was waking up or just getting up ahead of steam, and then it let out a shriek. Yeah, it was a calliope tree. That broke their web. Ha! But they weren't giving up. They were trying to reweave it again. But more trees were waking up and joining in. The din was deafening. Lights were going on all over the neighborhood. I was lying there laughing. The slimies had vanished.
A calliope tree?
Yeah, they really raise a racket.
Oh, you're lucky it wasn't a snotty pine.
A snotty pine?
When you walk by, they sneer at you.
Oh, come on. Trees don't sneer.
A snotty pine can.
I've heard of snotty pines, Ruby.
And they hiss.
I hear they can get pretty nasty.
They can spit.
Yeah? Did you spit back?
That is not recommended.
I heard they can work up a pretty good gob.
As big as your head.
Oh, okay, that's enough.
Thanks for watching.